Hello everyone, we're back into the action with some X and Y, and it's a camera recording today because unfortunately Mulvern was a bit busy and he couldn't record this on his nice capture card, but you know, camera's just as good, and I love it, and it has that original '07 quality to it, so let's roll with it. I'm using just a bunch of random stuff. I brought Vaporeon and Klefki as like defensive things, and then just things that I wanted to use, honestly, so that's what we got going on. Lead off with Klefki as per usual, sub on this Meowstic, and I've never seen a Meowstic before, and apparently what they do is the Prankster one, anyway, the male one which has Prankster, they like to set up screens, and that's basically the entire premise of it. I've had to speed this entire first, like, maybe 10-12 turns up, because all it comprises of, really, is him setting up screens, me setting up spikes, and then him breaking my sub with a couple of Psychics in order to Thunder Wave me, so that he can have me paralyzed, and then I paralyze him, so we're both paralyzed, and I get back behind my sub, and then I'm going to try, I guess, and foul play him and see how much damage it does, and depending on that, depending on a variety of other factors, you know, paralysis hacks happens as well, which is a bit of a pain, but yes, after all that is said and done, not much to analyze there, he switches out and goes into his Go-Go, which is of course going to take a lot of damage from the spike switch, and unfortunately I get paralyzed on the switch, meaning I still don't get a foul play off. I haven't got one off yet, which is unfortunate. Didn't get one on the Meowstic to see how much damage it would do, and the Go-Go is going to kind of dodge out the way there as well. But the screens are dying away because we spent so much time pissing around at the start. He obviously doesn't have Light Clay on his Meowstic because I don't think you can actually get it in this game. Just yet anyways, probably be available later down the line. But go into my Halucha, I was going to call it Tomahawk there, which is an interesting set that I'm kind of toying with right now. I need to change it up a bit because it doesn't work in a lot of situations, but it has Encore and it has U-turn, and the premise is basically to Encore something into a move potentially, and then maybe U-turn out depending on the switch, or Encore something into something and then go into one of my sweepers which can set up on the Encored thing. So I Encore his Go-Go into Earthquake because that's what he went for on my Klefki on the switch in, and he obviously couldn't do anything to my Halucha, so he has to switch out. I get the U-turn off on the Doublade, and I'm going to go straight into Talonflame and hit it with a Flare Blitz, and I think Eviolite is probably the item that he's holding, but it's not going to save that Doublade from the fiery wrath that Talonflame is. Holy crap. Life Orb, plus Stab, plus just the power of Flare Blitz. It's dangerous. You don't want to get in the way of it. So I'm going to switch out here on the Charizard. I guess I could have stayed and tried to Brave Bird, but I don't think it would have taken it out, especially when he's Mega Evolving into Charizard X, which I think has better defenses. I'm not quite sure on that. You can correct me in the comments below. I need to check it out a bit more and see what the boosts actually are. But going to Vaporeon, my physically defensive Vaporeon, as you all know, is able to take a Dragon Claw really, really well. Wouldn't have taken an Outrage. Outrage would have 2-hit KO'd it, definitely. But thankfully, because he's not going for Outrage, or at least not running it, from what I can see, I can take 2 Dragon Claws, go for the Toxic, and then go for the Protect on this turn to scout whether he is going to predict my switch or what he's going to do. I'm not quite sure what his game plan at this point is, but go for the Protect, find out what he's going to do, and I think he ends up predicting me to go to Klefki and goes for the Flare Blitz, which is relatively a good idea. I guess he didn't realize that I had Protect and thought that obviously I was going to die to another Dragon Claw, so I would go into the Klefki, but not going to do that, and on this turn, I now think that he psychologically is going to be in a position where he's like, right, I have to kill this Vaporeon now, I just need to do it, so he's going to go for the Dragon Claw, and I get the free switch into Klefki, because of course I'm Fairy type. It does absolutely nothing, not even, you know, it's not even the fact that I'm steel and resisting, it's the fact that I'm fairy and taking 0 damage, which is so lovely. Go for the substitute, obviously, to stall out a bit more Toxic, and then I realize that he is definitely not going to go for a Dragon Claw again, so I'm going to switch right back out with my Klefki. I don't want to risk it with the paralysis, because there is the chance that I get fully paralyzed and I'm not able to sub, so I'm actually going to go into my Vaporeon on this turn. He ends up switching to Go-Go, thinking, you know, maybe he can get one over on my Klefki and Earthquake it and do stuff like that, but we're in this situation now where it's Go-Go versus Vaporeon. It's actually much better in his favor because he probably has the Horn Leech or something to that effect, which not only he'll be able to heal himself from the spikes damage that he's taken on switching, but will also be able to finish off my Vaporeon. Now, I was aware, of course, that he has Earthquake, and I don't want to play this game where he's predicting my clef key and therefore goes for the earthquake if I switch that thing in. So I was just going to be safe, let Vaporeon die because I don't feel like I need it very much anymore. His Charizard is on a time clock. It's basically going to die from Toxic eventually, so that thing's kind of dealt with and it's low HP anyway. So I'll let my Vaporeon die, go into my Hawlucha Tomahawk, and go for the second half of the set, which is using Power Herb with Sky Attack to essentially get off a ridiculously high-powered flying move and then get the Unburden boost because my item is used up. Now, of course, this set isn't particularly great because Sky Attack, if you want to use it again, has to be charged and it leaves yourself open to attack from other Pokemon. But what it does allow me to do is outspeed this Helioptile, which I wouldn't have been able to do normally because I'm running Adamant on this thing, and Helioptile would have outsped me because he was running max speed. But I'm able to do that there, kill him with a high jump kick, and then I'm going to U-turn out with Hawlucha on the Meowstic. Fortunately for me, gets paralyzed there, so it isn't able to go for a Thunder Wave or a Screen, which is really helpful. But yeah, no, that Hawlucha does need some work done to it. I think maybe changing U-turn for another move may be a good idea, because it's losing me coverage, and there are things like Crobat, which is a fucking pain, and Togekiss, both of which I played against Nick today, and you'll see that battle eventually. It'll make me cry, but you'll see why it doesn't really work out there. Anyway, I'm able to go to my Talonflame and go for the Brave Bird to make sure that the Meowstic doesn't do anything else, because Talonflame has the priority on Brave Bird, meaning that it out-prioritizes the priority from Prankster from Meowstic, because I am faster than it. It's also paralyzed. Not that that matters. I would have been faster than it anyway, because Talonflame's base speed is Talonflame. Base speed is higher, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we're in the situation Talonflame versus Florges, which I can basically roost as he wishes, and then get off a Swords Dance as he goes for the Toxic. At this point, my Talonflame is fucking supercharged, and Brave Bird's going to eliminate Florges. His last thing is, of course, the Charizard, and a swift, cool Brave Bird is going to take that thing out as well. Probably will end up in my Talonflame dying, because I'm being taken down by Brave Bird Recall, being taken down by Life Orb, being taken down by Toxic, and it's all rather nasty in my favor. But obviously Charizard can't outspeed me, and Brave Bird is going to finish that thing off, and that is essentially going to be today's game. And do I live? My Talonflame loses some of his HP. Yeah, I do. It does live, because there's no toxic damage going afterwards. If there were toxic damage, maybe I would be. But there you go. A bit of a kind of mishmash of a battle. Not particularly great teams on either side, but you know, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and you know, just throwing stuff out there and seeing how it sticks, if it sticks. I didn't get to use Chestnut this time. I haven't had much success with that Chestnut. It is a bulletproof one, and it should be really good for Gengar, but I actually haven't faced any Gengars using it yet, so I'm going to have to wait for that opportunity. But until I get that, thank you very much for watching this battle. If you enjoyed it, you can leave a like on the video down below. That's always helpful. Clicking the like button's good, and give me a comment. Just give me some advice for this Hawlucha. I need to sort it out, slap it into shape, and we'll get it going. That's it. I'll see you guys with another video when I make one, and I will do that soon. So, bye.